Hey everyone, Emeka here from my self-publishing blueprint, and in today's Kindle tip, I want to talk about book length and does it really matter? Book length is one of those things that new publishers struggle with in the beginning. Some of them start off like I did with publishing, 5,000 word books. And some of them, which I think is the proper way for 2017, 2018, is publishing, 10, 12,000 word books and then growing from there. So let's talk about what is the ideal length to start with and why? If you're publishing a 5,000 word book, that worked really, really well a few years ago when competition was not as steep, when ebooks were a lot newer and people were making a lot more money off just ebook sales. For 2017, 2018, the majority of your money for nonfiction publishers, it's going to be coming from your paperback side. If you have a 5,000 word book, you cannot price that very high. We're talking like what, max? $6, $7, $8.99 max? Your royalties are just going to be so small. There's no way you can make a $7, $8, $9, $10 or $11 royalty off such a small book. It just can't happen. You might be able to get away with it short term, but what's going to happen is somebody's going to buy that book and they're going to spend $12, $13, $14, $15, $16 on it. They're going to get this little book. And if you've ever seen, a 5,000 word book, it's slightly thicker. This is roughly a 6x9 size. It's slightly thicker than this pamphlet here. Okay, that's what you're selling when you're selling a 5,000 word 6x9 book. Okay, I got that for free because that's what it should be, free. You're not really going to make any money off it. What I use a 5,000 word book for is my lead magnets. Those are typically the length of a lead magnet, my free guide or my free book that I'll give to the readers in order to join my email list. Publishing a 10 to 12,000 word book or longer, you're able to sell it for a lot more on CreateSpace on the paperback form. By doing this, you're able to increase your royalties substantially. It does cost a little bit more, almost pretty much double the price, I guess, from going from a 5,000 to a 10 or 12,000 word book in terms of getting it outsourced and getting it written. But you make so much more on the back end, and that's key. 5,000 word books, like I said, they worked really well back in the day when ebooks were kind of a new thing and lots of people were buying them, and there weren't as many of us publishers who are using it as a platform to make money. We hadn't destroyed the market yet, because that's what marketers do, right? So it worked a lot better then. Trying to find some success publishing a 5,000 word book, it's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Now, what about Kindle short reads? Yes, if you're targeting a specific niche, kids books or short stories or something specific where your audience is calling for a shorter read, then yes, that works. But that's a very small percentage of the market. The majority of you are publishing nonfiction, how-to, or whatever books. You're going to want something a little bit longer, right? Because that's what your readers are going to demand when they're buying the paperback. If they buy a paperback version of your book for $16 and they get this little pamphlet that flips around like the one I just showed you, what are they going to do? They're not going to be happy with it. So that's the first impression they're getting. So the information, it's probably going to be subpar. But three, that's going to lead to negative reviews. And that's where your business starts falling off, when you're not getting any proper organic 5-star reviews because people aren't happy with your books. So publish minimum, I'd say bare minimum 8 to 10,000. Try 10 to 12,000. You can always add more content as the book starts making money. That's one of the strategies that I teach my students. And I think I only have one book that's like 20 or 21,000 words. And but you don't have to create these massive things like a lot of fiction publishers do. It's a completely different market. But for nonfiction, I'd say anywhere between 10 to 20,000 words. It's a gold mine. Doesn't cost you a ton to get it going, and you can charge a decent amount of money to make sure you're making some heavy royalties on them as well. Hey, if you have any other questions, hit me up in the comments, and don't forget to like and share this video, and as always, subscribe so you get more Kindle tips coming at you every Tuesday. Until next time, everyone, I'm Emeka. We'll talk to you all soon. Hey, if you enjoyed this Kindle tip, make sure you download my free guide at emekaossai.com/theblueprint. I'll put the link in the description. It's my free 5-step guide to get you started on your path to making your first $1,000 with Kindle publishing. Speak to you soon. Take care.